I don't know about you, but I really like this. I'm a huge Bill and Ted fan anyway. I always have been. I mean, for me, it was always Bill and Ted rather than Wayne's World. I remember seeing the first Bill and Ted movie. I saw it with Alan Jones. I think we were in the Fox Preview Theatre and just laughing like an idiot, and really, really loving the second one as well. And then after this, huge hiatus, then they're back. And as you said, the story is they've grown up, they're old and tired. We open with them in a wedding in which they're doing this terrible experimental music, which does indeed involve theremins and bagpipes. They still haven't written the song. And then Kelly, who's the daughter of Rufus, who of course is such a big part of the original films, comes to tell them that they got to, that things are looking bad. And they're then told by the great leader that if they don't write the song by 7:17, all time and space is going to collapse. So then there's a lot of venturing, them trying to go forward to find themselves in the future after they've written the song, so they can just steal it from themselves. Because if they're stealing from themselves, it's not really stealing. Meanwhile, their daughters are going around assembling, great musicians from throughout history, which you kind of touched on in the interview, including, they're also being chased by a robot called Dennis, who kind of reminds me of Marvin the paranoid android. And actually, the sort of central thing is at this time that the daughters are basically all the things that are great about Bill and Ted, with none of the stuff that's sort of bogus about Bill and Ted. So no matter how this all came about, it kind of makes sense that the daughters are, on the one hand, the image of their fathers, but on the other hand, they're actually kind of, smarter and, much more on the ball than their fathers are. I loved this. I thought it was all over the place. I thought it was shambolic. I thought it didn't make any sense. I thought it was just a complete mess of a movie, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Partly I did because I thought that it was just lovely to be back in the company of Bill and Ted. Partly I just love the gag about, I remember, when we first met Bill and Ted, and they were, wild stallions, and there's the gag at the end of the first film, believe me, they get better. And then the gag that they don't, that they just carry on being as rubbish as they always were. It's got a joke about theremin and a joke about Death playing 20-minute bass solo. So as you said, it's completely made for me. But I think the most important thing is this, and you said this in the interview, it's the lack of cynicism. It's the fact that this is not something that is wry or parodic or any of those things. I mean, its lack of cynicism is so unusual in the marketplace. It would be very, very easy to just, to tear Bill and Ted Face the Music apart. But why would you want to? When it's a movie, it's been brought into existence by the fans, by people who love Bill and Ted. And it's designed to play to those fans. And I really, really enjoyed it. I thought Bridget Lundy-Payne and Samara Weaving were really funny. I think that Alex Winter...
They play the daughters, yeah.
They play the daughters. And, everyone will have seen this in the trailer, the thing when it says, how are you doing? Well, we died and we went to hell. Yeah, but how are you doing? Well, all right. I just think all that stuff is delivered so brilliantly. Death, the returning figure of Death, which is just, one of the great cinema gags of all time. I mean, it's a total shambles, like an absolute total shambles. And it looks like it's been put together with love and affection and spit and glue. And I just smiled and chuckled the whole way through. And that's exactly what I needed. It was, I really enjoyed it. It's rubbish, and I really enjoyed it.
It could well be a bit like the Eurovision film, exactly what people need. So in the interview where I said, do you think you need to have seen the other two? And Keanu goes, I don't know. What do you think, Simon?
You do.
And I said, I think you do. And the reason that you do is because I hadn't seen the first two.
No,
so, but you got me up to speed. But yes, no. So you can still smile and you can still go along with it a bit. But if you're immersed in this culture and have been for decades, then it's going to be your film. Otherwise, you might be a little bit, well, this is fun. I mean, I'm enjoying it.
No, I felt it was absolutely playing to the audience that were already infatuated with the characters, and and already their affection for the Wild Stallions was there, And well, we said this right from when we did the TV show, the Kermode Mayor's Home Entertainment Service, which weirdly isn't on iPlayer.
Is it not on iPlayer or recommissioned? Never mind.
When the trailer happened, it was just like that was it. I was laughing from then, and I so enjoyed it. It is nonsense. It is all over the place. Absolute shambles of a film. I really enjoyed it.